Shortening a pair of long jeans is way easier than people think it is, but it's really easy to make them look all like janky and homemade, like you shortened a pair of curtains. The stitches are all crooked and the bottom is all like stiff and not moving. One leg is like a little bit shorter than the other one. You're like, oh, okay, I guess I gotta walk like this now. Great. And somehow they looked better when they were worse. Like, how does that work? Well, see, the frustrating thing is shortening jeans, it looks simple, right? I mean, yeah, you shorten the legs and then you fold it up and then you just sew a stitch right across there. And then you're done. Well, yes, but actually, no. I'm SD, and if you're new, I show guys like you how to tailor their own clothes at home. But hold on, you've been warned, because it's the most addicting thing in the entire world. So if you're up for the challenge, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Again, you've been warned. Now this might surprise some of you, and if it does, that's actually kind of weird, but jeans are usually a lot thicker than regular clothes are. And that original hem that is on them has a very, very specific look. And any kind of small mistake or minor imperfection, yeah, it's gonna show very, very well on the final project. Ask me how I know. So let's talk about how you can hem your jeans without making it look like it's the very first time that you've done it, even if it is the very first time that you've done it. Well, see, the first thing you need to get right is the length. And a lot of beginners will just put the jeans on and then they'll, fold them up and look at it and just say, okay, good enough. But you cannot trust good enough around your ankles, because that right there, that's how high waters happen. And since you're not Moses waiting for the floods to come in, you don't want none of that. Was it Moses and the floods, or was it somebody else? I don't know, somebody let me know. Try on a pair of shoes that you would normally wear with those jeans, but not just one pair. If you have multiple different styles and different pairs, try those on too. Because the same pair of jeans, they could look completely different with one pair of shoes versus another. The thicker and chunkier the shoe is, the higher the fabric is gonna sit. So if you measure them barefoot and then you decide to wear a pair of jeans, you, my friend, you're gonna have a bad time. And just stand naturally. Don't pull the waistband any higher than you would normally have it, and don't stand there like you're being measured for military service either. Let the jeans just sit normal, exactly how they normally would, and then decide how much of a break that you want. And if you want more of a clean, modern fit, what you want the pants to do is sit right on top of that shoe with a small little break in it. Maybe two, that's okay. But if you've got a big stack of fabric all on top of your shoes there, then you're gonna have, what does Gen Z call them? They call them multiple stacks or stacking your jeans. If you want that, more power to you, but we try and avoid that. Remember when you were a kid and you would wear a pair of jeans and you'd walk on the back of them, on the back of the heels, so that it got all chewed up in the back, and then you were walking to school in the snow or walking to the bus, they would get all that nasty slushy snow dirt water up to the middle of your calf. Fold the extra fabric underneath the jeans, not outward. Then you want to put a pin or some kind of an indicator as to where that spot is so you don't lose it. And now it's time for the good old flex test. Don't just stand there, you gotta bend and move and stretch and do things that you would normally do in those jeans, like squats and deadlifts, right? I mean, no, but if you wanna make sure that the jeans cover enough of your ankles and the bottom of your leg, well, make sure to kind of get down in those positions and look at them from the front and from the side and all different kinds of areas. And that might sound unnecessary until you finish that hem, and then you go to decide to sit down and someone goes, hey bro, where the floodwaters at? Once that length looks right, you want to measure from the very bottom of your hem up to wherever you put that indicator on your jeans. And check both legs separately. Don't assume that if you measured one leg correctly, you also measured the other leg correctly, because you're assuming that the manufacturer made both pant legs an actual equal length. They probably didn't. Also, your legs, they're probably two different lengths. So measure twice. Now, decide if you want to keep that original hem. And that matters a lot, because the original hem on your jeans, it's most likely, it's gonna look a little bit frayed and faded and ultimately just kind of distressed, and it's a very unique look. And if you were to cut off that original hem and decide to make a new hem on those jeans, it looks way too perfect. It's way too clean, it's way too uniform in its color, and it looks weird. But that being said, for darker jeans or for maybe a more classier type of jean or even chinos, you don't have to keep that original hem. You can absolutely create a new hem and they'll look fantastic. Just make sure you use thread thread that blends in with the color there and that your stitches are straight. But for faded or distressed jeans in any kind of way, keep that original hem. It's gonna give you a much more natural look. And the original hem method works by taking the original hem and essentially kind of folding up to where that new spot is that you indicated on your jeans, a new length that you want. And then you sew directly by that original hem, right, kind of dance right on that edge there so that the original hem is still kind of popping out there. And then you cut away the extra fabric and then you deal with that raw edge and then you just fold that original hem back down and boom. From the outside, you still see that original factory hem. It's great. And you might be thinking, that sounds suspiciously convenient, and you're not wrong. Because yes, there's a catch. If you were to shorten the jeans by too much, it's gonna throw off the diameter of that original hem. The original hem is not gonna match up with where you're trying to put that new hem, especially if they're tapered. It's gonna be wider at the top than it is down at your original hem. So again, they're not gonna match up. And that also happens a lot with bootcut jeans or flare jeans. The fabric is gonna start like twisting on you and not matching up, and ultimately it's just gonna be like a really annoying lesson in geometry. My daughter's going into 10th grade this year, and she's probably gonna take geometry, and I'm gonna have to help her with her geometry. And little does she know, I'm pretty sure I failed 10th grade geometry. That's why I say parallelogram so much on my channel, because it's such like a novel and new word for me. If your jeans or your pants are straight leg or like moderately tapered, you're probably not really gonna have any issues with matching up those the two locations where the original hem is and then where you want the new length to be. But if they're really wide, you're gonna want to taper the jeans first before you shorten them, so that way, you know, they match up. Again, geometry. At least I think that's geometry. And that brings us to our third issue, controlling all that thick fabric that's ultimately kind of thicker than a bowl of oatmeal. Denim does not behave at all like a t-shirt would or a dress shirt would, because once you start folding and stacking those layers of denim together, man oh man does it get thick. So thick. So once you fold that bottom edge over, you might ultimately be sewing through a couple of thick layers of denim, and your machine is gonna let you know. So make sure that you use a denim needle, and even that might not be enough. I use a heavy duty sewing machine, a Brother ST371 HD, and even my machine, usually it goes through things like straight up butter, but there have been times where it'll give me some angry sewing machine noises. Not necessarily too mad, it'll just kind of slow down a little bit, like, I don't know about this, bro. I know you want me to do this, but I'm not really feeling up to it today. So if you have a more entry-level sewing machine, even with a denim needle, you still might run into some issues with those thick jean layers. A size 90-14 denim needle is gonna work fantastically for a lot of lightweight and medium weight denims. But if you get a little bit more heavier denim, like if you are altering a denim jacket, for instance, you're gonna wanna go bigger. You're gonna wanna go like 100-16. But most denim out there right now, especially like the stretchy kind at Target, a lot of it is lightweight denim, so you can usually get away with using a bigger universal needle. At least that's what I usually do. Oh, and use a longer straight stitch too. Set it to about 3 or 3.5. Usually we never change our stitch length around here. We usually keep it at 2.5 for like everything, but a 2.5 length stitch is gonna look kind of weird on denim jeans. And this final detail is what's gonna separate all this looking clean and nice and professional from, oh man, clearly these are homemade and you were bored on a Sunday afternoon, you decided to give this a shot. You wanna keep that stitch even and straight, and that means don't look at the needle when you're sewing. What you wanna do is you wanna watch the edge of your fabric against one of those seam guidelines on your machine. Did you know those were there? Most people don't. That's the point of them. The needle moves like way too quickly to be any kind of useful guide, and plus it's not doing anything in regards to making sure that we're going in the direction we want to. The needle's just gonna do its thing. And a lot of people ask me, hey SD, I got a pair of jeans. Should I shorten them first or should I taper them first? And that answer is, it's in the next video. We're gonna go taper a pair of jeans, and I'm gonna answer that question for you. I'll see you over there. SD out. See ya.